Welcome to Satsang. To believe in differences. Do you hear me? To believe in differences creates a lot of misery, unsatisfaction. The cause is that one believes in the reality of the mind. It's created by the mind. That comes from the concept that we don't question, we take it for granted. I am a body and I am a mind. And that is supported by the world, the beliefs, the convictions that the mind presents all the time. So that's why the wise men, they speak of moksha. Let us be free, liberated from the belief I am the mind and the body. Because if we work with the mind, which creates differences, which creates comparisons, which creates always a hope of unification or of beyond in time, one is miserable. Because he never attains from where he comes from, which is not dual. The mind can conceive only duality because the mind appears, is unreal, is time and space, from where this I think I am, from where this arose. And the answer will not be in the mind, through the mind. It will be, for a split second, not entering into the mind. Not grasping any concept. We know agitation, so the mind conceives, that's why I'm not happy. So we have to go to peace. Let me be peaceful. So the mind always creates a hope of a better state. And that will never happen. States will happen, but the permanency of a state will never happen. It is called samsara, disappearance, duality, and it will remain so. To realize oneself, to realize from where all disappear, is non-dual. Some call it Advaita. Your true nature is Advaita, non-duality. It is what you are just now, even if your mind suggests opposites. Who you are is from where it comes. It's to where it disappears. It will never be in what appears and disappears. So it's of no use to try to fix an Advaitic state. A oneness created as an experience in the mind. It will also go. So let's have a shortcut. Don't enter into the mind. A split second, it's not a style of life. A split second is enough to wake up in one's own nature and to see all what's all about. So if there is some unclarity, an understanding which may not be complete, a sharing of experience, please tell. It is the best place in satsang to remove what can be dropped, to remove what has been acquired, what was not there before, because what is not there before will also go. It's not who you are. There are aspects of who you are. So please don't keep anything as a conviction or express it, or even a doubt. The doubt, as my master says, kills many times. So it's no use to suffer for absolutely nothing. Yes, please.
I'm having some success when I'm alone to not so much engage the mind.
Yes.
But in communication with other people, maybe you can guide a little bit more on how to stay well without engaging old patterns, say with family, or the ones that we're close to, that we play patterns with. Yes.
So you describe very well what is a mind, you see. A mind are patterns. A mind is always presenting something new and opposites. You are agitated, and then of course it goes and gives you the hope, now I will be peaceful, the opposites. The mind knows only black and white, so that's why it's called dual. But it comes and goes. It was not there before, it appears, it disappears. Then something else comes. So it's unreal. By nature it's unreal, even though it appears. It looks like existent, you see. Are you what appears and disappears? Or just make an inquiry. Your body you think you are, which has all a story and patterns, and your mind. It appeared at some point. That's why I once say I was born in such a date. Isn't it? And because of that conviction, one knows he will die. All this is ephemeral. And one suffers because he confines himself in this aspect in time and space. And so this unsatisfaction is very deep because he left his own true nature in believing he is an expression. I am an expression. I, as body-mind, is just an expression of who you are. And expression are only in time. Who you really are is not a body-mind. It is not time and space. It is not also what the mind can conceive. It is eternity, immortality, harmony, unity. All that are concepts of the mind. Let's drop them. What's there? What's left when you can drop just for a moment? What do your mind suggest?
Nothing.
Nothing. Very good. The mind says nothing. No, you don't even grasp this nothingness. Can you drop what's left? So you keep quiet there for a moment. If you feel lost, again, go back there as you did now. That is the direction, you see? Not to be enslaved by your mind. If anything comes, you tell. It's a good time. No? What you are can never be objectified. What is objectified, it's always a presentation of the mind. I and an object, whatever, of this subject. You see? So, know that you are that which is not objectified. Not through feelings, not through knowledge, not through senses. And that is always here now. When you don't grasp your mind. Because if you grasp, then it looks like veiling it. And when it looks like veiling it, you take the risk to again believe it's true. So you have to build a kind of perseverant love to just keep quiet in your own self. A moment is enough. Repeated moments for a while, it's very important because of the habits. We give too much trust in our habits of the mind and body. That's it. To realize yourself is enough full, not to need any means to reach it. You are already there. And the search is because one believes is I am somebody, a seeker, then he searches. But if he can hear, you have not to search. Just drop the belief you are somebody. It's a concept attached to I. I alone is just your true nature. Yes, please.
How?
Hello?
But how do we just drop it?
How to just drop it?
Yes.
Don't grasp how. What happened? Don't catch something else.
Slight confusion. No, nothing.
Nothing is confusion?
No, at first it's nothing, and then it's, I guess, the mind comes back in.
You know, then you again grasp the mind. You see, okay, nothing. It's not even nothing who you are, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But the mind doesn't know, doesn't grasp anything, so it is on its way to fade away. But as you don't, you have this habit to grasp. You don't allow to totally fade away, and you take the risk to again catch a new idea, a new suggestion, which is confusion now. You see? So you see how one is enslaved by his own mind. You can free yourself. If you know that mechanism, more and more be aware of that mechanism. And then you will just keep quiet. Even if your mind presents things, let them appear, let them disappear. Who are you? You are not what you can see. So see it now. And if there is anything, you ask me. So, because I want you to see it for yourself, you see. Otherwise it will be an information and you will forget it.
Is this how you got there?
Please?
Is this how you got there, by watching your mind come in every time? How?
That is to be vigilant. Just to know that how much one enslaved or is bound by his own mind. Once you see that clearly, it's very easy then to see I want to be foolish, or I want to really free myself, or I want to go foolish in the direction of misery, because one suffers also. One may be so-called happy, but one suffers. So that will develop in you the urge to realize yourself. And then you just keep quiet where you are aware of whatever happens. So the importance is not that to see whatever happens, but to keep quiet from where you see all that. Just do that now and you see yourself. But anything appears, you tell. Satsang is for that. Huh? It's not a course. It is just to make you not learn anything, but see by yourself that you are already yourself. So you need not search for it. So all your beautiful ideas about freedom, you just drop them.
So it's like when you drop your mind, it's nothing, it's like blank.
You do, and then tell me.
Yeah, if I drop my mind,
Yeah.
it's nothing, I feel like it's just blank, nothing.
But you went to your mind to see it's blank. Start going to your mind.
Your mind
Otherwise,
can
you
be
will be
deceiving.
hypnotized by blankness, and blankness will bring, but then I cannot live in blankness and all those stuff, you know. Don't even you have to be radical. Don't believe in that blankness. It's just a state like any other state. So,
Try.
whatever appears to you, know it is mind. You are not the mind. You are that which can see the mind. Keep quiet there. Keep quiet there. For a split second, even said my master, for a split second, just so that you see, in reality, I'm not the mind. I'm not the mind. And that will eat away like a worm the apple of convictions. Yet, please ask if you ask. Yes, please.
Good evening. But isn't it also the concept of I'm not the mind without the experience is just a concept as well?
If I don't give you that concept, you are biting which other concept? I am the mind and body, isn't it? Then how will you get ever the idea of your own freedom, freed from this concept? Don't worry, you see. You need a last concept, an ultimate concept, which carries you to the source of all concepts. What is it? How can you get a concept without pronouncing or without having this basic conviction, I am body mind? I. When somebody says I, doesn't mean I alone, because that would not be a trouble. It means I, that person who is both body mind. You see? Only that one as concept. So, since he believes so much in his personal existence, the wise man will give a concept which is opposite of all other concepts which go with the flow of the mind, means I and the flow of the mind. That one, I'm not the body mind. Who am I? Goes back to the source, the very cause, root of all the concepts, from where I come. Keep quiet. Again and again. Keep quiet. That will dissolve all other concepts. Eventually, even this I concept. Then who will be there to ask this question? If we didn't hear about moksha, liberation, or the true nature of things, or of the emptiness of the mind and so on, however, would we be freed from all the thoughts of the mind? It's because of those pointing, they are not concepts, they are pointing to the concept to disappear, to the source, go back from where this I who grasp concepts arose. Keep quiet. Please, I'm sure, and I have seen all of you do something about it. Very nice. So please, since you came, don't enter in this peaceful or blissful state that you may even know out of satsang. Try to finish off this search. If you have already a teaching you follow about that, if there is any doubt or need of sharing, please do it. Satsang is for it. There is no other way about this great affair, as says the Zen.
So we can be enslaved by anger and enslaved by happiness.
Yes,
And
right?
both are quite strong experiences.
Yes, they are strong experiences.
And maybe one could think that, oh, you could hold the quiet of happiness easier than the go into quiet with anger. I mean, in my own experience, when I'm happy, it's like, you're kind of quiet and happy. But when you're angry, you're not quiet.
Yeah.
So that point of letting go, and with other people, you could be quiet, and then the person would get even more angry. I'm quiet. We're angry. I'm quiet. Then more anger could come. Just thinking.
Yeah, but you see, when one wants to free himself, he has the right not to take care of others. Finally, after myriads of incarnations, because relationships is due to, I believe I am body-mind, so there is a you, there is the other, you see. And that's the whole confusion. Of course, in the appearance, you are a certain person. But you know, once you realize who you are, you know very well it's an appearance, it's an expression which comes and goes. So, for that, you have to realize who you are. And the way to realize is not to be busy, to be no more furious, or to be more peaceful and all that. The search is, now I'm fed up with this mind, which presents me anyway pleasures also and pain. It's not, the solution is not there. The solution is that I am aware now that I, as a person, is the root cause of everything I see. So, and I hear in satsang, that's already an expression. That's already a manifestation, a wave of the ocean. Go back from where this wave came. What is a wave? Ocean. Go back. Means keep quiet. Means what does it mean to keep quiet? Not to grasp the mind. Let it be peace and happiness. Don't grasp it. Let it pass, let it go. What is aware of that? Keep quiet. That's who you
Floating.
are. Hmm?
Floating.
Oh, I floating. If you float, you will crash. That is the problem of the mind. It suggests you floating because you believe in that experience you just get, and then you will crash. And then you will feel, oh, I saw myself, I was floating, and now I'm lost because I'm no more floating. Who you are is not even floating or no floating. From where this came. Who is floating? I. Who am I? Keep quiet. The answer is in keeping quiet. It is not in grasping a sublime, looking spiritual, ultimate experience. Because you will lose it.
Yeah.
Yes. Even people got enlightenment and they lost it. Because they took an enlightened experience. I am enlightened for a while, I was not before. An experience for it. It will go. And then they are at loss. It was just a confusion with an experience. And it is so uncompromising, you see, who you really are, that you cannot confuse that for any experience. Let it be an enlightenment which came suddenly and is gone suddenly. Mm-hmm. It was never who you are. It was still an experience.
Is there any end to seeking?
Yes, my dear, there is an end. That's why we call it peace, I think. Finally.
And this is something different than what you were calling enlightenment just a couple of minutes ago.
The
Sort of enlightenment.
experience of enlightenment is still in the mind, because the mind has many layers, and you can plunge into this kind of eternity and I amness also, you see? But it goes.
But there is there no end to this coming and going?
There is no end in the mind. The mind, if this body-mind is still alive, there is no end of it up to its death. But it's not who you are. So the search is because I believe I'm somebody, I have to get enlightened. It's in the future. It is a misunderstanding, a wrong view. You know? So in satsang, it's good to root out wrong views. In the mind, you will not be enlightened in the mind. Maybe a passager, passing by experience, maybe, of course, why not? But then, you see, if that passing by experience disappears, if you believed and trusted in the reality of the experience, you're at loss. Now, if you know I'm not what I can describe, even then, if this passing experience goes, what's left, you know, it's what you are. And you are not at loss. Because you don't believe anymore in the reality of the mind, in the presentation of the experiences. You are no more full. That's why it's called freedom. Free from the hypnotism or the tyranny of the mind. You know that?
Difficult to imagine.
But you cannot imagine it, that's true. The mind cannot understand it. I agree. So don't accept this difficulty to imagine. Just don't grasp your mind. just now, because what you are is here, but you veil it by this hypnotism. It's difficult to imagine because you give so much habit to believe in your mind. It's a concept and grasp it. You're enslaved by concepts, you see.
Sorry.
Enslaved by concepts.
So satsang is the utmost act of revolution.
Satsang is a laser sword which roots out an illusory problem, actually. It's amazing.
When we're talking about I, not mind or body,
Okay.
is there anything else? I mean, is there another? I don't know how to say it in words really clearly, but how can there be a? Is it possible for there to be other eyes? Or I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly.
If you don't think, that will be the answer to your question. Whatever you can express, you see, will, if you believe, if it will bring always a beyond. Now you feel, okay, I'm left alone with I, and then of course, since I doesn't disappear as a belief, that you think it is real, it builds up and will create, maybe there is more, I cannot be that, or there is a beyond I and all that. It's all talk of the mind. So freedom is to be free from the talk of the mind. That's why I say, don't enter your mind for a split second is enough. And what's left is what you are. And who cares? I know, I have many, who cares? It doesn't mean anything because it's the mind talking. And you will not find it so attractive anymore. You see? That's why here no philosophy will do. Because there is no best way to speak about it. The mind cannot speak about it. Yes.
I am always confused in trying to. I know it's my mind, but
No, but
it's,
doesn't matter. Share.
yeah. So this concept to understand, because while I'm here, I'm a human being, and I see the other manifestations of other human beings, and
Yeah.
and I see my manifestations of anger, of depression, of happiness, of pleasure, and I think like even like she was saying, like the bad emotions, which are the ones we don't want to.
Yeah, we
experience.
want to get rid of.
Of course. So and they are like patterns. It's really easy to fall into the pattern, and
Yeah.
I think like if we keep quiet, it's still like, because it's almost like a combined thing between body and mind. When you have an
No,
emotion,
when I say keep quiet, I don't speak to somebody. I say that when that somebody goes back to its source, where the concept of body-mind fades away. Because you see, I understand what you say, it is the problem of everybody, this samsara, this duality. We all know that. So when you free yourself, let's say you realize who you are, you may be surprised to still fall in your body-mind into anger and pleasure as before, but you don't confuse yourself for that. So it's not about transforming your moods. You can make some effort if you like because they trouble you too much, but don't think it is any concern with realizing your own self. That is to make the person a bit better or whatever, more comfortable for you and others. But that's another search.
Yeah, because even like I don't know how you what you really think about, for example, some lineages really teach celibacy, for example, as something to get enlightened.
Oh dear, what a miserable. Yeah, be celibate with your mind. Make love in the bed, be celibate with your mind.
I
And I'm not a tantric.
What?
I'm not a tantric teacher. You see, celibacy, what does it mean in reality in the big teachings? It's don't feed a belief. That is celibacy. It's a fast. At least for a while, just to give this split second of awareness of yourself, which will make you see that you are not the body-mind as you think so much, so deeply. Understand? So do whatever you like, but dedicate a split second from where all this comes. That's essential. I see you well today with a good light. That's good. Yes.
Hi again. Do you think the environment is important? So we hear stories of people going into caves and being very alone and just with themselves. But the reality of most of us is that we need to work, and there's real life that sometimes gets in the way. And
I understand.
so is there...
You see, there is no better state of body-mind which will help. Because even if you are a detached someone in a cave, which are rarely so, I must say, because you never know what happens in their mind. But even then, if there is an attainment of some kind of detachment, then who is detached? Who is detached? I'm a yogi. I'm detached. I attain that which yoga promised me to attain. I attain. And you have to practice a few things to maintain your samadhis, your posture of your attainment. You depend on postures, on practices, on environment. Who you are is totally independent. All the rest depends on who you are. So the question, who am I, who is detached, has not been put. And that is the exit from the bondage. Because, okay, I attain detachment, I'm peaceful. Who is peaceful? Now the peace and detachment is no more interesting, it's no more important. Who am I? Keep quiet. In the cave of your heart, wherever you are. But of course I can say that when when is a seeker, a serious seeker, he will try many things. And because of trying many things, many practices or one line of practice, at some point we will see I don't attain what the sages speak about. Not so. How is it? And then he may suddenly be attracted by this question. Oh, I never questioned this I, this doer, this meditator, this finder, this seeker. I never questioned that one, that I. So, you are already yourself. It's the mind which suggests you have to seek it and you have to attain it and you have to find it and that you are bound now. Only the mind. And your ideas of freedom. Oh, I have to get a golden aura and people will come and this and that. Huh? So we have a lot of ideas. That's why one suffers.
So where does the I come from?
Yeah, ask yourself, not to me. Where that I come from? And don't try to get an answer in your mind. Keep quiet when the question dies.
I wonder sometimes if I'm not confusing states. I wonder if sometimes I'm under hypnosis with myself about the I, or if I'm in that.
But you are surely under hypnosis to ask this question.
Yeah, but
Why do you believe the doubts of your mind? When you know that it is the mind which makes you believe you are bound.
the trouble is that I'm confused because I like hypnosis. I use it.
Then I will not touch that if you like it. It's your liking. I'm not a missionary.
I know it's a tool, though. I realize, of course, it's like a technique and a tool, so it's a
No, but don't
practice.
speak about this bullshit here.
Yeah, but so.
We
still-
like to be free from all that. Because of those things we suffer. But you see, one is attached sometimes to some findings or something the mind presents. So of course there is a kind of dilemma. Because if you have to ask who am I, you have just to leave your attachments behind for a split second. It's the attachment or the desires which looks like keeping one into the mind. Just see that. And let us see how long you want to bind yourself.
Yeah, when I'm feeling that dropping the mind, what I feel is just doesn't matter anymore.
Just what?
It doesn't matter. It's freedom, nothing matters. Like that. That's how I feel. But that's still the mind telling me.
No, it may be just a release of your mind that tells it. No, don't try to keep that feeling because it will go. But very nice the moment you said it, spontaneously, very nice. The mind wants to survive, you see. So when there is anything which comes, and especially new experiences, which look great, it will like to believe, that's it, and believe it will be maintained and so on. That is an illusion. But nothing wrong with what appears. It's your own self also. Right? But the maintenance, that's the big illusion.
So what is the mind?
What comes and goes.
Mind is the illusion.
Just the wind blowing pretty much.
Yeah, the wind blows. And sometimes there is no wind, still the mind.
Just be.
You are chewing the difficult.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I've had a lifelong love affair or attachment to concepts.
Yeah.
You know, they've been very beautiful things for me, and I'm just trying to think, you know, what's the right relationship with that? Because you're talking about the mind not wanting to let go, and then
Yeah. So there is no right relationship. You cannot, as I say, as long as you are alive in this body-mind, let the mind appear and disappear, you see. Don't confuse, for a split second, don't entertain or feed any preference. The great way is not difficult for those who do not have preferences. It's not a style of life. Split second. Can you not dedicate in all those 24 hours of our life? And you don't want to speak, to tell anything? No? All of you?
For me, the way my mind has worked over the years is it never seemed to kind of fit into other people's ways of thinking.
That's maybe a luck after all. Then you are very fit for
That
this.
might be the only way. You should drop it.
You know, after working for years to try to fit in,
Oh, you
and
don't need to
don't
fit
need to do that
in.
anymore.
Yeah,
And,
so
so what's
Well-
interesting is that this understanding of, I like the idea of glimpses of presence throughout the day. You know, just put a word on it, that's not it. So, I think this understanding has given me an ability to forgive my mind in some ways, and just allowed it to just be as it is.
Yeah, but you still believe that you are a mind. Because you see, acceptance is it's an attainment of great effort and work. Very good. It gives you a better life. But you are sure that you permanently can accept. It's an illusion. No, you can't.
There's
You
no
see,
sense of
that's
permanency.
that's what I say. So now it is a very good time not to work anymore on this mind, which is perfectly as it is, whatever it is, and to realize that you are the awareness, or you are that which has seen of that. And you keep quiet before grasping any kind of mind. That's all. Very good laugh. And you? Yes? You are fine? And you?
Yeah. Before we talk about the mind and the body, sometimes we have feeling in our mind and also our heart. When you drop your mind to be yourself, will that be the heart speak of you?
You can call it heart, but if you call it heart, then you will think, I am a heart. It's better not to call it. That's the real heart. You know, I would not risk to take even one word from this mind. Because you give a second of trust that you are gone again into this trust of the mind. After heart, then you will feel I'm not always my heart, and then again the trouble starts. You just free yourself from any label.
Heart, mind, free it.
Forget it. You can speak like that because otherwise people may put you in mental hospital. But for your own self, you know that you will not confuse yourself with a label. Huh? You are very serious. Hello? Fine? Yeah. Everything clear? Solved? No search? You allow a search in yourself? Why do you allow a search in yourself? Huh? I would not be quiet if I had a search in myself. Why you are quiet? Nothing comes? So not even a search then.
is part of the mind that,
Huh?
the part of the mind that,
The what?
is the part of the mind.
The part of the mind, okay.
that-
Part of the mind. Already the mind is
Mind is
dual,
here.
now it's part of the dual.
Yeah,
Okay.
going in different,
Okay.
it's the doer, you know, gonna do this, gonna make that, gonna that. And then getting to that place that you're talking about of the no mind makes me kind of
I
wonder
didn't say no mind. I said don't enter your mind.
the concept of the mind.
So what's your question?
Yeah, that thing of like, how do I divorce my mind when it's always so present, you know? When it's always impulsing me to create, to do.
But that's why one searches, no? Because he's fed up with his mind.
Pardon?
One searches something else because he's fed up to be with this mind. Isn't it? That's why there is a search. No? Why do one searches? Because he's fed up with his mind. He's fed up, he's exhausted, he doesn't know what to do with this mind. He tried to so much to transform it and nothing works. In fact.
I was thinking about the part that says, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to make that.
That's
part.
what I said. This is called samsara.
Samsara.
Yeah, that's the samsara. The illusion to be a doer, to do this, to transform that, to attain something beyond. All that is mind talk. There is no beyond, you are that now. You are yourself now. There is no beyond, don't go beyond. You are yourself just now when you are not attached to your mind. It's one thing to see the mind appearing and disappearing, but it's another thing to be attached to this appearance or disappearance. Eh? That attachment means they believe it's real, makes suffer. And in that, when one broke his head enough, and heart and whatnot, it makes sense suddenly to hear, understand, I always went to the wrong direction of things, thinking there is a solution there. But I hear now, I have to go back from where this I, who cares the mind that I is good with, where this I appears. I have to go that direction. There is no way out. But you can try more, and then you will be exhausted. It's a blessing to be exhausted. Because finally you ask help, and then somebody said, oh my dear child, I can help you. You will hear it instead of asking that and still following your mind. You will hear it, don't enter your mind. Instead of trying to find a few arguments not to do it. It's because you have not tried enough with your mind. You are not exhausted. It's true that to want freedom, to want this realization the wise people speak about, you have to have enough of experiences and trying and all that. Then it makes sense. But anyway, everybody comes to that anyway at some point. Yes.
Did you say, do not enter your mind?
Huh?
Did you say, do not enter?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's left is who you are.
So every eye come from different place, or they all come from the same source?
Same source.
Same source.
Yes.
How do you figure that? By dropping the mind, then you find that where it comes
When
from.
yourself go to that direction, who am I, you see, and keep quiet, then you will see this whole game.
You
will
will see
understand that
where
whole game.
that source.
Yeah.
So we all come from the same source.
But you see, also one speak of a source because one thinks is away from the source. There is nothing like a source. You ever have been that. You always have been that. Because we think we are away, I have to tell you, go back.
Go back. You don't have to look for it. You just have to ask it. Okay.
It's easier. The shortcut of the shortcut. Good. Time. Everybody time.
I have something to share right now.
Yeah.
It's just before satsang. I get a phone call that tells me I have 2 cats. That one has died. And the other one is almost dead. And my staff calls me and tells me. And I tell them, okay, try to go to the vet with the one. And then I realize that I have this sense inside of me that I actually really don't care. And that bothers me. And I think, oh, but I should care. I should feel sad. Oh, why? I should wonder why they...
But that is your past habits.
It's my what?
Past habits.
Past habit.
Yeah.
And I think, well, most people would feel really bad, and maybe I'm supposed to feel bad. Maybe I'm too full, you know. And so the dialogue of the mind is going on, and I realize this is just I see it, and I realize that I don't have to care. It's okay. It's not to care. I mean,
okay.
I love my
and
cats.
it's okay to care also.
And it's okay to care also, but it seems as being in a human body that I should care. And that's the mind going, is tricking me and lying to me again.
This shouldn't trouble.
Yeah.
I think you just drop that. And you care when it's spontaneous and don't care when it's spontaneous. And it is okay. Because you see, disappearance anyway is this or that or this. Remember? Yeah.
Is it okay to not care because it's the problem of the cat and not my problem?
It's their karma, right?
I know it.
Thank you for the laughing.
You're welcome. Because I was raised to always achieve. And then I taught my kids to achieve, although I found when they were born they were perfect. And through educating, actually I took them away from their being already who they are. But somehow I taught them they don't fit at all, and I don't fit at all too. And many times I love it, but sometimes it's really trouble. And same with the cat. When the cat is, it's my cat. I chose to have, or now it's Suma's cat, but there is this little something what trusts me that I take care of the body, so it doesn't matter.
You ask me questions,
You don't.
ethical questions and that. I mean,
Yeah, thanks.
you do whatever you like.
Yeah, you don't need to answer. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. You see, the thing is that one is not nearer himself, he is a good boy or girl, or a bad boy or girl. You are always yourself.
Ganga Mira, so this vigilance that you speak of, I was always, when I have a question, it's somehow answered by somebody
Yeah.
else's question. And this was about catching myself the other day, taking a story and just getting carried away with it in my mind, and then going, hey, wait a minute,
Yeah.
stop.
Great.
This is just your mind,
Great.
and drop it.
Great.
But then I also realized that was my mind saying, hey, wait a minute, stop this.
No.
No?
You are aware now. You get aware. You get vigilant. You get more aware of what's going on. So you see, you repeat that until it gets natural.
So it's
Because the force of habits are so strong. So we think we are carried away. In fact, we are never carried away. We are always ourselves. But that habit, that past beliefs, are still some power, you see. So you cut off whenever, as you do. Very good. And don't dodge
okay.
from where it comes.
And it's sort of a 24/7 vigilance to
Yes.
catch this mind.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You can give you some holidays sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have not to become a
Vigilante.
vigilante. Yes. Yeah. It's just the way to wake up. It's just wake. Yeah. Also, right. Maybe you will not mind in between leaves. Maybe it will be easier if you come here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
nice.
Thank you. We are in jungles, but you can sit whenever. You came a bit late, so
Sorry for the
maybe
delay,
you
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah,
But you know what is satsang?
yeah.
okay.
I was following emoji
Ah, yeah.
a
Okay.
few times.
My brother.
Yeah, online. Never had the opportunity to do it live, but
Okay.
I just have a question about the thing that you just said. You always yourself.
Yeah.
But so what?
No, but if you put a but, it means you will doubt about it. But is the gateway to enter the mind. Don't enter your mind. Can you drop that but which is so precious for a while? It will never, my dear, never, the answer to your dear thirst will never be given to but and a thought which follows. It will be when you finally drop that. Even if it tells you something about enlightenment, drop it. Don't look at it.
Be simple.
Yes, that's just to do it.
So no, yeah, no word. Thank you.
Very good. And take full strength when the butter rise. I am not going to follow it. Because don't think it's always easy. there is not a solution. Understood?
So instead of butting in, butt out.
Sorry?
Instead of butting in, butt out.
So, butt out for yourself also.
I was wondering if there was like a particular turning point, or where when things shifted for you,
When the things...
when your understanding or relationship with mind shifted, if there was some moment where...
In the history of the seeker, there is a moment, but it's still part of the history. So one has to keep quieter, not to catch even that event. Because you see, we are never not oneself. So that moment, as you mentioned, is part of the illusory seeking. Someone wants to ask or tell something very urgent? No urgency?
It's not at all urgent, but I was thinking about Selma's cats.
You still carry them?
Yeah, 9 months.
They have 9 lives.
She doesn't do so, you are kind enough.
It just reminded me that when my beloved Tantan dropped his body, what really drove me crazy was people telling me what I should be feeling and the stages I should be going through. And those things, it was just very difficult. So that I actually didn't want to have people even talk to me, because it was only having been with Papaji that, I just didn't want to be told what it should be in my mind,
But they don't know, maybe you are wise?
I want to urgently thank you for being here.
Oh, but I'm not yet gone.
I want to thank you with all the urgency.
Then I also have to thank to all of you made it possible, and this. And it's, I must say, I'm very happy to meet all of you. Beautiful. Gone? Your search is gone? You will not ask any more questions to any other gurus? Huh?
I'm not sure.
Ah, be careful, then surely you will ask. Why do you think, after what I told you, why do you think you need to know more Because you don't realize that you bind yourself to your mind. Mind you, you do whatever you like, but remember this. Okay? Because you are young. It's good. Don't fool yourself too long. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.